I want you to just introduce yourself to our audience. Briefly tell us about your struggle, how you overcame and made yourself the person that you are today.
So my name is Shaka Senghor. I am a New York Times best-selling author of Writing My Wrongs, Life, Death, Redemption in American Prison, and consulting producer on this amazing 8-part docuseries called Release, which will premiere on the OWN network September the 30th, 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. How did I overcome adversity? I mean, I was really blessed to have amazing mentors when I was in prison that introduced me to literature. That literature inspired me to really just think about life differently, and then I made a choice. You know, I think everything comes down to the choices you decide to make once you have the information available. And, you know, once I made a decision to do something else with my life, I started thinking about the things I wanted in my life. I started writing them down, and I started producing different outcomes.
Okay, that's definitely dope. What were the resources you used to better yourself before and after you were incarcerated?
The things that I used to better myself while I was incarcerated was literature. You know, there's nothing more important to me than books. I read over 1,500 books while I was incarcerated. On every subject matter and topic you can think of, and it just inspired me to look at life different. It inspired me to see all the possibilities that exist in the world. And when I got out of prison, the greatest resource I have utilized is the relationships I have in my life. You know, being able to just go to people and talk to them and, you know, get the things that I need spiritually, emotionally, mentally, just a sense of community that I've been able to build. And people inspire me, the things that people are doing creatively and with, you know, with the thought and care that goes into it. That's what keeps me going.
That's dope. So what advice would you give to young men or women or older men or women who do find themselves in a situation that, you know, not will just affect them but will affect their family members? What type of advice would you give to them to keep their head up, stay strong, even though, you know, we all make mistakes, it happens?
Yeah, so I mean, I have two very practical things that I believe. I believe that if you take all excuses off the table, you'll find a pathway toward the success that you aspire toward. And the second thing, if you master your thinking, you can produce any outcome that you want to produce. And that just requires you to be focused on what type of information you're taking in. And a lot of times, subconsciously, we take in information and we begin to live our life based on that information, even though it doesn't align with what we say we want to go. So you just got to be very intentional about thinking about what you take into your mind.
Released premieres on the OWN network Saturday, September 30th, 10 p.m. Eastern Pacific time.
Shaka Senghor here with ENSPIRE Magazine. Shout out to the team.